We are live. Hello, hello, hello. In this video, live recording, whatever you're watching me on, I'm going to tell you about 3 of the ways that self-love manifests in life. So 3 of the most common benefits of embodying more and more love. And then at the end, I'll answer all of the questions that have come up about Love Embodied that people have been messaging me. And those questions will be answered for you. So if you're on with me live, you can ask any questions and I'll answer them at the end. And we will go from there. Love Embodied starts on Tuesday. But before I talk about Love Embodied, I want to talk about the benefits of self-love, because what I have noticed in life and in society is that self-love is kind of like the word gratitude, or just a word or phrase that's used a lot, and it kind of gets this like feeling to it, like self-love, like what even is that? And I've had so many people message me over the years during breathwork, after breathwork, telling me, oh my God, Alicia, I finally get it. Like, I get it. I get what self-love feels like. And I was always trying to comprehend it in my mind, but I feel it in my body now. And I'm sharing this because anything that we want to learn or want to embody, it's really hard to comprehend it in the mind to understand what it feels like. It's kind of like trying to describe to someone what an orgasm feels like, right? It's like you could say all these words, but there's nothing like the feeling. Like, it's only when you feel the feeling that you know what it feels like. And that's the same thing with self-love. So I say that so that if your mind is really trying to make it happen or make yourself feel it or make yourself understand it, and you don't have this full body knowing, like I know I feel self-love because I feel it. It's an experience, just like when you know you have an orgasm, or when you know that you cut your like finger or hand on a paper cut. Like, you know that's an experience. You're feeling it in your body. So if your mind's trying to comprehend it, I invite you to allow yourself to experience it. And there's a lot of ways that you can experience it. Obviously, that's what my entire Love Embodied program is about. There's breathwork. There's so many resources. And you'll know when you feel it, okay? And the reasons that self-love is so beneficial, I mean, there's a million reasons, but I came up with my top 3 reasons of how it directly impacts every area of our life and some of the most important areas of our lives. So the first is relationships. When we embody the energy of love, unconditional love, we naturally and effortlessly become so much kinder to everyone in our life. I used to not understand why I couldn't not argue with my family members, and I couldn't not emotionally react with anger and rage with people I was dating, and why I couldn't stop judging other women. And I just didn't understand why I was so triggered all the time. And I came to realize that it was because my inner world, my inner relationship with myself was being reflected in all of my relationships externally. So every relationship in our life is a mirror to our inner landscape, our inner relationship with ourselves, right? If our thoughts create our reality, and the universe is a copy machine hologramming our inner world into our outer world, then it only makes sense that as we embody more self-love and more kindness and compassion and respect and value for ourselves, we're going to experience that by giving it naturally to other people without like trying to be kind or trying to be a good person or putting on a positive face when on the inside you're actually doing the opposite. It's like this effortless way of being around people that's very magnetic. People are drawn to it. They're magnetized to it. And we receive that, right? So the more that I value and respect and am kind to myself and enjoy my own company, the more that I began to attract friends who enjoyed my company and who would, laugh at my jokes and like genuinely care about me and genuinely nurture me, and all of these things that were very new to me in friendship, I started to just naturally attract because I was giving that to myself. So our relationships drastically improve, and like family dynamics, romantic relationships, dating, if you're married or have a long-term partner, friendships, all the areas in relationship, like client relationship, business relationship, it all improves and flourishes as you embody more and more love. And, being kind to ourselves is almost like a shameful thing to do in our society today. Like, it is normal and taught and encouraged to be mean to ourselves and to literally abuse ourselves. We're taught to push through, go harder, make yourself do it. We're taught, if you didn't do it yesterday, you should feel guilty. You should feel bad. That's going to make you change. We're taught all of these very, very mean and abusive ways to think and talk to ourselves in our mind. And then when we look out in society and we see someone who is like saying that they love themselves, the first thing that people do are like, they're so full of themselves. Like, who do they think they are? When in reality, to have that to a certain degree is actually so important and healthy for our mental health. So I am on a mission. I feel like it's a big part of my soul's mission to bring loving kindness to people and help them have that experience, right? Just like in the beginning when I said self-love is something that you feel and it's hard to comprehend in your mind, just like an orgasm. The same thing is with being kind to ourselves. Sometimes we don't know, like, how do I be kind to myself? How do I do that? I didn't know, and someone templated it for me, and they taught me, and that's what I do with my clients and in Love Embodied. And that's the I teach all these different areas of manifestation, but the number one thing that people come to me for is this desire to feel this deep peace and comfort within their body, which ripples out into the relationships and into these other areas of life. And learning how to be very, very kind to yourself and practicing that and becoming that way consistently, little by little, over time. Like, if you just do that one thing, you'll wake up a couple months from now, a year from now, in awe at your life. And what's really cool is you become your own best friend. So, like, for me, for example, this past year, it was really beautiful and incredible, but there were also a lot of challenges, like in family and in relationship and in work and in travel and everything. But I was able to move through it because I've got me, because I'm holding me, because I've become my own best friend and my own support system, my own cheerleader. So that's another thing that I love to do with my clients is I don't want my client to feel like they need me forever. I do have clients who I work with for, just the Love Embodied program. Some work with me for a year. Some have worked with me for 3 years now. But my intention with everything I do and everything I teach in every session is that you're learning to become your own mentor, your own guide, your own coach, your own teacher and healer, so that you can go out in life and you've got you. So relationships is the first way that self-love really manifests in these really beautiful relationships. The second way that self-love manifests in our life is through creating more inner peace and happiness. So I just naturally started diving into that a lot. Hello, Stormy. Hello, Liz. Hello, Half Acre Holistics. Welcome. And I don't even feel like I need to go deeper down that path because I've already talked about it quite a bit. When we do something that we're not proud of, let's say you told yourself, I'm going to work out today. And then you don't. And the next day you feel bad about it. And you tell yourself, damn it, I'm so mad at you. You need to do it. You need to work out harder today. You need to burn out even more calories today. That is us abusing ourselves. And I used to do this all the time in so many different areas. And what it does within our body and with our energy field is it creates contraction, and it creates a closing, and it creates this well of anger and regret and shame and all these low vibrating emotions that feel like we're being weighed down. And then we start to walk through life and wonder, like, life is so hard. Life, I have this depression and this anxiety and this like dullness in my life. When in actuality, a lot of that is self-created through the way we speak to ourselves and through the way that we relate to ourselves. So self-love manifests in deeper, deeper peace and happiness, which I've said from day one, and I'll say probably until the day I die, my favorite thing I've ever manifested. It's not the world travel. It's not, it's not any of that fun, glitzy, glammy stuff, although I love it all. It's how I feel within myself, because I spent so long feeling so uncomfortable in my skin. I wanted to crawl out of my body. And to have that peace and happiness, it's everything, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. And that is a big part due to embodying more and more love within myself, okay? The third way that self-love manifests in our lives is in health. So I spoke a little bit earlier about a habit that some people do, which I used to do for years, was like tell myself I would eat better and exercise better and then beat myself up about it the next day. A lot of times when we want to be healthier or be skinnier or stronger or fitter, it's the core energy that's driving that behavior is this feeling of I'm not good enough, or I'm mad at myself, or I hate myself, or I'm punishing myself. And that does not create consistent behavior change. It's kind of like, think about a kid growing up, and imagine, like we've seen this in movies if it hasn't happened in your own life, where a parent is like really, really strict and angry and like pushing a kid to be a certain way. What happens to the kid? The kid rebels, right? The kid breaks the rules and rebels and doesn't want to do what the parent is doing because they're not guiding them in this very loving, Ameka, hello. They're not guiding them in this very loving way, which is what we need to create sustainable behavior change. So although it may be hard to fully comprehend, as you go through the path of being more kind and more loving and more compassionate and respectful and valuing yourself more, it almost becomes impossible to not treat yourself with the respect of eating well and exercising and breathing and going out in nature and all of the things that we know improve our health. It's like, as we love ourselves more from the inside, our behaviors naturally change, and we just want to take care of our bodies. We just naturally are more driven and motivated to move in a way that's very nourishing. When your body feels like doing yoga, you do yoga, even if your mind doesn't want to do it. When your body feels like going out and getting some cardio in, you do it, even if your mind doesn't feel like doing it, because you have this love for yourself. And then on the flip side, let's say you had the habit of, eating pizza and feeling like you need to punish yourself with exercise the next day and get it all out. But you're on your moon or your period, or you're just super tired, and your body doesn't want that kind of vigorous exercise, it's easy to say, I trust my body can handle this pizza, and my body doesn't want to be vigorously active today, and I'm good. It's like this tuning into what you really need and honoring that, even when the mind has this feeling of like, well, I want to eat that, and I want to or I want to, just be lazy, or I want to do this, or I want to do that. We can really understand what our body needs to be healthy, and we can follow that, because there's not all of these emotions that are driving addictive behaviors, or this anger and pent up like bullyingness that can cause us to go in these really unhealthy like diets and things where we go really hard and then we stop, and really hard and then we stop, things that aren't sustainable. So if you're in that space, or if you want to live a healthier lifestyle and really go out and live your life, then embodying more and more love, it will just naturally begin to happen. Okay, so those are the three main ways. Self-love manifests in every area of our life, and I'm sure if you've been on this journey and you have felt that feeling of, damn, I like love myself, like it's clicked, then you've experienced that. Things are shifted in your life, because your inner world creates your outer world. And if you haven't experienced that click and that shift, then trust. You watching this video, you listening to this, you're on the path and you're being guided, okay? So now I'm going to pivot into talking about Love Embodied, my signature group coaching program. It's 6 weeks long, and we begin on Tuesday. I'm going to answer some questions that have come through about the program. And if you have any, oh, you're so welcome. I'm so glad, Liz. She said, thank you for this. So glad I jumped on. Needed to hear this. You're so welcome. If you have any questions about Love Embodied, you can go ahead and comment them here while I answer these other questions. Like I said before, this is my signature group coaching program. So there's only a few ways that I coach. I have my one-on-one coaching offering, I have Love Embodied, and then I have the Manifestation Coach certification, which begins in March. Love Embodied is a bonus, so that's included in the certification. And I get the question a lot, Alicia, what if I don't know if I want to do the coaching certification? I don't know if I want to be a coach, but I'm drawn to Love Embodied. I would encourage you to join Love Embodied and explore that first, because throughout the program, you'll get more in tune with your intuition and your life purpose and all of that. And if you're meant to be inside of the certification, we take that price that you paid for Love Embodied off, since it's a bonus that's included. So there's nothing to lose there. And if you're meant to be in the certification, although we're not going to talk all about that today, then I'm sure you feel that call of like, I'm meant to do this, I'm meant to teach this, I'm meant to coach this to other people. That Love Embodied will be included in there, okay? I am obsessed with Love Embodied. This program is I've received so many messages from the women who have been inside that have told me it's the most important program that they've ever taken in their life up to the date that they took it. That it helped them create that sense of connection to themselves and that sense of peace and joy and love and all the things. So you can go to the website to read their testimonials and their shares It's aliciamcneil.com/LE for Love Embodied. And I'll answer these questions now, okay? The first is, what is the currency? USD? Yes, US dollars. I'll be honest, and it's kind of embarrassing. I feel so pulled to this. For some reason today, I opened your email and I immediately wanted to do this. But I've invested in so many different programs and courses over the last year and was never able to stay consistent. I have 3 kids and I really want to do this for me. I just need inner child healing and just overall self-worth. Do you think I would learn a lot about self-worth in this? Thank you. First of all, yes, you will learn a lot about self-worth in this. Inner child healing. We move through all of the areas that block us from the feeling of believing in yourself, trusting yourself, feeling proud of yourself, loving yourself, feeling peace in your body. And I just want to say I feel you and I hear you when you say that you've taken programs before and you weren't consistent or couldn't fully commit. Like, I hear you in that. And I just ask you to not give up on yourself. Like, whether you join Love Embodied or not, please do not give up on yourself. Please stay committed. There's a reason that you're feeling called to do deeper healing work. And that reason is enough to stay committed. And, I'll also say that a lot of times we are inconsistent with our behavior change because there's that lack of unconditional love within us. Kind of like what I was saying about health and how the more self-loving we are, the more it's easy to take care of ourselves. That's the same thing with being consistent in behavior change. And we have a whole module on how to create habits that are effective, like how to understand the brain and how the brain creates these habits. And anytime we go to do something new, like joining a coaching program and learning all these things, like, there's no doubt you're not going to feel resistance. I would be shocked if anyone went through a program or even signed up for a program without at least a little resistance. Most people feel resistance. And the reason for that is because you are doing something new. And our brain is taught anything new is scary and dangerous. That's why we see 95 or so % of the population suppress their dreams and their desires. Because in their mind, without consciously realizing it, the thought of doing anything new literally can feel like we're going to die. It's scary. We don't even go there. We may allow ourselves to dream, maybe, but it's oh, that's not realistic. That's not really going to happen. Because the thought of doing something new and different is so scary. So I encourage you to be brave and to learn about how to create effective behavior changes where we move through that area in the brain that has that fear, and we retrain the neuroplasticity in your brain to create these consistent behavior changes. So one of the reasons that we don't stick to consistent behavior change is not only because of the fear, but also because it's when we do a certain behavior, let's say talking mean to ourselves or not committing to ourselves or breaking agreements that we make with ourselves. It's every time we do that behavior, it's water running through a stream. And every time water runs through that stream, the grooves go deeper and deeper and deeper. And eventually that behavior is second nature, right? It's you either wake up and the moment you get out of bed, you either make your bed or you don't make your bed, right? And you either go and you brush your teeth or you don't brush your teeth. We all have these habits that we don't even think about. It just happens. So what you want to learn is, okay, how do I create these habits that are really going to support me, and I can get them to the area in my brain where it's automatic, which we have a module on that within Love Embodied. There's also great books for it and stuff like that. Okay, next question. For now, I think my heart is being led to do a lot more inner work and deepen my relationship with myself and the world around me. I appreciate you taking the time to share this and help deduce where I may benefit most. This is because she was messaging me on Instagram asking me questions about which of the programs would be the best fit for her. How often do you offer Love Embodied? So typically I teach it just once a year. I am very intuitive with the way that I coach and teach. So, I can't say with 1,000,000% certainty that I'll teach it January of every year. But for now, that's the plan. I may teach it again this year, or I may, sell it as a pre-recorded course. I don't know. But I would trust yourself. If you're feeling the call and the nudge in this moment, I would invite you to lean in. Question. Do you get access to the bonuses if you do the payments? Thank you. Yes. So there's two payment options. There's a pay in full option and a payment plan option. You get access to all of the bonuses, lifetime access. There's the Just Like Magic Masterclass, the Essence 3-day Masterclass. There's Shift into Parallel Realities. All of these classes that I've taught over the years that I think will support you. And there's no rush to go through them. I would trust yourself and trust your intuition and watch them when you feel the call. And either payment option you choose, you got it. Is this tax deductible? What a good question. I've realized I'm surprised I don't get that question more, actually. Yeah, okay. Here's what I'm going to say. I'm not a tax or financial advisor. Let me just put that out there now. Oh, it's 3:33. If you are self-employed and you have self-employed income, then I would absolutely write this off on your tax. I would write it off as a tax deduction. I do that, and all of my coaches and mentors do that. It is improving your ability to run your business, right? Especially if you, it doesn't matter what you do. If you're a coach, a mentor, an artist, a creator, a speaker, a product designer, if you believe that embodying more love and working on your mental and emotional well-being will support your business, then it's a tax write-off, okay? If you work for a company, then I would ask your company. I had a woman last year who wrote off Love Embodied on her taxes, and her company required a certain number on a form. So she messaged me and I gave her a better, a specific kind of invoice that she needed to send her company. But a lot of companies will give you an amount for the month or the year for mental and physical well-being. So I would talk to them if you are not self-employed and see if this is a tax write-off, and you can message me if you need a certain form for that. To me, it's kind of like being self-employed. If I'm going to pay 30% or so of my income to the government, and I can write off some of that with ways to improve myself and improve my business, then why wouldn't I? It's a nice little glitch in the system. Is this included in the Manifestation Coach certification, and are there still spaces? Yes, I said this earlier. There's still spaces in the certification right now. We'll fill up at 10 people, and Love Embodied is a bonus that's included. Oh, this is fun. So when I just logged on to do this live, one of the women who signed up for Love Embodied sent me this message. So we'll leave you on this, okay? She said, guess what? Since releasing my fears about money and saying yes to enrolling in Love Embodied, I have randomly brought in $600 this week. Bunch of exclamation points and emojis. A random check in the mail, and people buying leftover wedding decor that I've been trying to sell for 4 months. LOL. Money is just flowing to me. Mic drop. And that's the magic of feeling aligned and making a move. It's not the first time I've heard people tell me that they receive money right after signing up for a program. And I would encourage you, if money is the only thing that's stopping you, I would really encourage you to reflect on a few things. Number one, what is it costing me to not embody the love and make the transformation that I desire? And number two, what are all the ways that I will benefit from this? We aren't taught growing up to see money as an investment. But once you make that pivot, it kind of becomes like a non-negotiable to invest in your mental and physical well-being. Because let's say you sign up for Love Embodied and you pay the price. Right now, as I'm recording this, actually, I'm not even going to say that because I don't know if the price is going to change in the future. But if you pay the price, which I think is like extremely reasonable and affordable with the payment plans, and you create the transformation that you desire within yourself, and that impacts your relationships, your health, your, everything forever, and you have the tools for the rest of your life, it's like, what? How is it only this price? Like, how? Like, we pay so much for our homes and our cars and our food and our clothes and our fun activities. But it's like my mind and my body and my relationship to myself is going to be with me forever. So if I just pay this small amount in comparison to everything else I pay for, and I commit to investing my time and my energy into my transformation, and I make this transformation, like, how is that going to impact the rest of your areas of your life? That really helped me in the beginning get my mind behind why I deserve to invest in myself. And, this, if you're feeling resistance, it also, like, it's meant to come up, because whenever you're moving through a program, what the program is about will like come to your face. You'll be met with the resistance that you're going to be moving through, right? So if this is a program all about self-love and embodying love, and you feel resistance to saying yes for yourself, I'd invite you to ask yourself, what's the most loving thing I can do for myself here? Maybe the most loving thing is to not invest, because maybe you're noticing that, you have signed up for 10 courses in the past month and you haven't actually committed to them. Maybe that is the most self-loving thing that you decide. Or on the flip side, maybe the most self-loving thing is to actually say yes to yourself and say yes to your desire and commit to yourself. Only you can know that. And I will never pressure you either way, because only you can know that. And it's a decision only you can make. However, if you're like, hell yes, I want to join Love Embodied, I want to be in this round, or the certification, or anything you sign up for with me, before you sign up or as you're signing up, I encourage you to tune in to what you're creating and to say, this can and will only bring me more money. The woman, Taylor, who messaged me that the money flowed to her, we were texting in the Instagram chat, and I told her I recommended that she do that before she paid. Said, this is only going to bring me more money. And boom, she just messaged me that $100 more than what she paid came to her this week. How cool is that? All right, my loves. If you feel the call to join me in Love Embodied, it would be a delight. I'm obsessed with this program. It starts on Tuesday. And I love you. I will see you. Oops. I will see you on the internet soon. Ciao.